Hi, good morning. Welcome to a brand new live watercolor tutorial. I am so excited for today's tutorial because we are going to be painting a cute little chubby bluebird on a berry branch. So let's get started. I am going to now set up my camera. Good morning, everyone. How are you doing today? How's it going so far? Good morning, Michelle. Are you working today, Michelle? Okay, it is going to shake for a few seconds as I get this where I want it. Okay, there we go. Maybe I'll get a little closer. Okay. All right. Good morning. Good morning, Sarah. Good morning, Hannah. Sydney. We have Liz. Good morning. And Michelle says that she's working from home today. Awesome. So here is my outline, and you can find this in the description of this video to download and transfer onto your watercolor paper. And the reference photo today is of this bird is from a photographer, and she gave us permission to use it. So I linked her Facebook in the description of this video if you'd like to credit her if you post your finished art piece to social media. And what else did I want to share with you? Oh, the previous watercolor tutorial were these peonies. So I linked that below as well if you missed out and you'd like to see how we painted these. Okay, so I'm first going to quickly go over my supplies. So actually I'm going to move this up a little bit. Sorry for all the shaking. Okay, so for my supplies, I am using Arches cold pressed watercolor paper. This is a watercolor block. So it's the 7.9 by 7.9 inch watercolor block. And my brushes are my usual brushes that I use. So my Princeton Neptune brushes, we have a size 4 round brush, a size 0 round brush, and I might use this liner brush here, a size 1. I don't really know yet if I'll use that. And I also have this brush here I might use. So this is a Filbert Grainer brush from Princeton, their Velvet Touch series. And I might also use my size 8 round brush here. Good morning, Joyce. I'm so excited you're here. I hope you're doing well. Allison says that she is super excited for this tutorial. I am too. I'm really excited about this. So for my colors, my paints, I am going to be using various Daniel Smith colors as well as maybe some of my Winsor Newton paints. So for Daniel Smith, I have my Serpentine green that I think I'll use for the leaves, and I have Payne's Gray and Cerulean Blue Chromite. I think that's the right title for that paint. Okay, and then I have Burnt Umber and this, Goethite. Goethite, it's like a warm brown. So I have those colors. I might use my purple here from Winsor Newton, and maybe some other ones, but we'll see. Okay, so I think the very first thing we'll start doing is we will paint in his head first. I want to get his head right, like his face right, and then move on to the rest of him. And then when he is done, we will then paint in the berries. Michelle says, ooh, I was considering getting the cerulean blue from Daniel Smith. Glad I can see it laid down. How exciting. Awesome. I'm glad that I decided to use it then. Yeah, I thought it was the best kind of blue to use for this bird. Okay. So I'm getting my reference photo out on my tablet here. Okay, so I am going to take my size 4 round brush, and I need to mix some blues. So I'm going to take the cerulean blue here from Daniel Smith. And I will probably use this straight out of the pan for some of the bird, and then I want to mix a darker blue. So I'm going to take some of this Payne's Gray. Okay. I guess they're just kind of bleeding together. It's fine. So I am first going to paint around his eye. So maybe I'll paint in his eye first, at least the first layer on his eye, and paint around it. So I'm going to now take my size 0 round brush here and grab some Payne's Gray. I'm going to paint in his eye, and I'm going to leave some white because I want there to be some white in his eye to make him look more real, if that makes sense. Like, so his eye is not just black, it gives him some more lifelike look. So who here is going to be painting this bird with me today? And if you're not, what are you working on? There. We have Liz. Liz says that she is painting with me. Yay! Okay, so now I'm going to grab some Payne's Gray here, kind of bring it over here and add water to it. I want to have like a light gray, so I'm adding like a lot of water to lighten it up. Allison says she's watching now and then she's going to paint it later today. Awesome. And Sydney says that she is painting along too. Yay. I think first, well, for now, I'll leave like a white line around his eye, or at least down here. and I'm going to paint with this gray right here. So yeah, he looks gray in this area of his face, and then he is more blue up here. Then he has a lighter gray. Okay, I'm gonna grab my eraser. I feel like my pencil line right here is kind of too dark. And then in this area down here, his feathers turn into more of like a brown. So as I'm painting, I'm making like little strokes to kind of mimic like a feathery look. Then he's a little darker like right here up to his eye. And then above, like right above his beak. And I'm cleaning my brush now. I have some water in it, and I'm just going to kind of blend this a little bit more. Hannah says, I'm using the method you teach in your watercolor course for a field of flowers landscape, but this time I'm doing a field of lavender. Ooh, that sounds so pretty. I have never seen like a lavender field in real life. Have any of you guys? I bet that would be like so beautiful. And his beak, it looks like it's kind of white, like there's a highlight at the very top, at least like right here. And then he has like a line for his mouth right here. And then there's another highlight right underneath. And then like a light gray. Hi Desiree, how are you doing? I hope you're feeling better. I hope you're doing okay. Okay, so now I'm taking Payne's Gray, and it's like pretty dark. So I didn't mix a lot of water in it. And I'm going to paint right underneath his beak because it's darker right here. Now cleaning my brush, and I'm going to blend a little bit with some water in my brush. And I'm going to darken a little bit the line for his, like on his beak. And I'm cleaning my brush again, and I'm going to blend with some water, blend this out a little bit. Now I'm taking Payne's Gray again, like a darker shade, so less water. I'm going to darken up here. So there, it looks like there's like a dark line right here that leads up to his eye. It's like a shadow. And I clean my brush and I'm blending a little bit with some water. Oh, good. Desiree's feeling better. That's good. Hannah says, we weren't able to grow lavender successfully. I tried so hard. I thought we were just too far north, but we had friends who did it. It's so beautiful. I love to walk and sniff around the fields. Oh, that sounds amazing. Okay, now I am going to take my slightly larger brush here as a size 4 round brush. And okay, hold on. I changed my mind. I'm going to grab my size 0 round brush again. Okay, I'm just going to continue painting the dark area right here. So there's like a dark line like this. And it goes like under his eye, but there's a lighter area right under his eye that we don't want to paint over. Okay, now I'm cleaning my brush, and with some water in my brush, I'm going to kind of soften this a little bit. Grab some more Payne's Gray. Now I'm just taking some water in my brush and kind of blending this out a little bit. Oh yeah, Desiree uploaded a new video today on her YouTube channel. I haven't seen it yet, but I think she explained how she paints butterflies. So I'm really looking forward to that video. Okay, now I'm going to take my size 4 round brush. And I'm going to grab this darker cerulean blue I mixed that has some Payne's Gray and cerulean blue. And I'm going to paint this right next to where we just painted. I'm just placing it down. Like that, okay? And now I'm going to clean my brush and I'm going to blend a little bit with some water in my brush. And then up here on top of his head, it's like a lighter blue. Like there's a highlight in his, like on his head. So I'm just going to use the blue that's left in my brush and paint the top. And as I'm painting, I'm trying to mimic feathery strokes. That makes sense, like I'm going back, like I'm doing this. Okay, now I'm going to take that same blue and add some more, because he's darker, like he has a darker blue color around his eye and his beak right here. And I clean my brush and I'm going to kind of blend this only a little bit into the lighter blue. I don't want to do too much blending. I still want there to be like some texture. I'm taking some more of that blue. I'm going to paint the outer part of his head right here, and then up here. Cleaning my brush, and with some water in my brush, I'm blending a little bit. And I'm trying to create some feathery texture on top of his head right here. I'm ready to send more of your comments. Desiree says, this bird is going to be beautiful. Thank you. Michelle says, loving how it's looking so far. The eye is captivating. Thank you so much. Shahina, hi Shahina. Okay. Now the blue in this area of his face is a little bit more gray. So I'm going to take some Payne's Gray here. Add it to the blue that's on my palette. And I'm going to paint down here. Okay, and now I am cleaning my brush, and I'm going to do some blending with the water in my brush. Desiree says, have you tried the watercolor pencils? Oh my gosh. So I got watercolor pencils from Faber-Castell like 2 weeks ago, and I still haven't tried them. It's because I've been really busy trying to get my butterfly course all filmed and done filming. I have like 2 butterflies left to film, so that's good. And I was also been working on some commissions So I've just been busy, but my goal is to, by the end of next week, to at least try them out and like try a tutorial on YouTube on how to use them. It's awful. I really need to like get them out. Okay, so now I kind of want to paint the brown I see. So there's some brown like under here and a little bit here. And he's more of like a gray brown right here. But first, he is a little bit gray and white right here, so I'm going to paint that in first. So I'm taking some Payne's Gray with a lot of water. Okay, and I'm cleaning my brush. I'm going to kind of blend this a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to take this burnt umber. I'm first going to mix like a dark gray brown. So I'm taking burnt umber and some Payne's Gray. Okay, I'm cleaning my brush. And I'm going to blend with some water. Blend this dark brown into the gray. And there's like a branch right here and a leaf, so that's kind of why I didn't paint there. And now I'm taking my, this, it's Goethite, I think that's how I say it. Goethite brown from Daniel Smith. I'm going to paint with it here. And then he's brown up until about like right here. Okay, now I'm cleaning my brush. And I am going to blend this now into this dark brown. And up here. And as I'm blending, I'm trying to mimic the texture of feathers, like a feathery texture. Yeah, I'm so excited to try those watercolor pencils. So excited. Allison says that they are the best watercolor pencils. So yeah, I'm glad that I chose to get those. Yeah, Hannah, I can't wait to try them. Yeah, and if Desiree really likes them, then I have high hopes that I will too. Okay. Now I'm going to paint in his wing. Okay. And I will go back into his face and add more detail and stuff. I just kind of want to fill all of him in and then go back and tweak some things and add more detail and color. So I'm taking this cerulean blue. He's like a really pretty blue color, and it's basically this exact color here. So I probably will just paint right from the pan, not mix anything, at least for some of his wing. So I'm just going to take this cerulean blue and I'll just add some here. Okay, now I'm going to mix some with Payne's Gray, or use some of this I already have on my palette. Okay, I'm going to do some blending now. I'm cleaning my brush. I'm going to blend this. I'm really nervous about his wing. Like, I'm kind of, I don't know. I hope I paint it well. I'm just trying to smooth this out a little bit with some water. Okay. Hannah says that her best advice with watercolor pencils is to draw your sketch with them, color in the areas of shadow, and then blend with water. Layer on just like you would with watercolor paint. Thanks, Hannah, for sharing that. Neocolor pastels are water soluble too. I've never heard of those, Desiree. Okay, I kind of drew in some like feathers like here and some up here. Okay, I'm nervous about this. I'm going to add a lot of water to this cerulean blue I have on my palette here to make like a really light blue. Because he looks light, like a light blue around here. So I'll just paint all this in right here with light blue. Okay. I'm just trying to smooth this out with some water. All right. And this is probably the hardest part of this bird, is its wing right here. Okay. I think I'm going to grab my size 0 round brush and grab some Payne's Gray. And I'm going to mix that a little bit with the cerulean blue. And I'm going to paint underneath these wings, or these feathers, like it's a little darker. Okay, and I'm cleaning my brush. I'm going to blend with some water. I'm going to take some more of the Payne's Gray Cerulean Blue mixture and okay, and I'm going to blend with some water. Oh, those of you who are painting this bird with me, how's it going? Are you having trouble with the wing like I am? Okay, I'm going to paint in these feathers. I'm going to paint in all right. um, okay. So yeah, I'm blending with some water now. This is the technique I like to use a lot. Like I first lay down my paint in an area and then I blend with clean water. It's like one of my favorite ways to paint. I paint like that with oils too, but instead of water, it's like Gamsol or a medium or just another oil paint. Okay, now I'm going to paint in this wing here. So this wing is a little different. It's like right here is like underneath the wing, so it's dark, and then here on these feathers they look black because we just see like the very tips of the feathers. So I'm going to use my Payne's Gray. And in between each feather is like a little sliver of white so that you can distinguish them. Like there, like right here I left a little sliver of white. Thank you guys. Thank you, Hannah and Allison. I'm glad you're liking how he's turning out. I am too. I might go back in with some white gouache when this is all done and kind of help distinguish these feathers more, maybe. I might do that. I'm not sure. Okay. And then under his wing is not as dark as these feathers. Like it is still dark. At least kind of right here it is still kind of dark, but it becomes lighter, like a lighter gray. So I'm just taking some Payne's Gray with a good amount of water, and I'm painting this in. And so the area in between where this wing here meets with this wing here, I am leaving a little sliver of white. I'm not painting right up to the next wing right here. And I'm going to take some more Payne's Gray, but this time less water, so it's darker. And I'm leaving some white right here. Now I'm cleaning my brush and blending with some water. Okay. Thank you, Desiree. She says that she's loving the texture and creating on him. Thank you. Okay. Oops. So now I'm going to finish up this wing, and I'm going to paint with my size 0 round brush like I have been painting on this one up here. And I'm going to take the cerulean blue Yeah, Allison, I am loving these paints. She sent me some of these paints that I'm using right now, and I love them. The Daniel Smith paints. Okay. And in between each of these feathers, it looks like there is slivers of white. I like to say that word, sliver. So I feel like it might be kind of hard to not paint the white areas in between each feather. I might go back in and paint those in with white gouache. We'll see. Okay, I'm cleaning my brush. I'm going to blend with some water. Okay, and that cerulean blue right out of the pan might be a little too vibrant, so I will mix a little bit of the Payne's Gray into it. Okay, and after I paint each feather, I clean my brush and then I blend with some water. Okay. Yeah, I feel like this is the hardest part of this. I was gonna say butterfly. I'm so used to saying the word butterfly for tutorials. I was going to say this is probably the hardest part of this bird. Like painting this area. Those of you who are new to this community, Desiree and I created a nature artists Facebook group. And so if you haven't joined yet and you love to paint anything nature related, we would love to have you join. There's a link to it in the description below. Okay, I need to mix more of that blue. So it's cerulean blue mixed with Payne's gray. Oops, just added way too much Payne's gray. Hannah, that's funny. Hannah says 2 of her kids are married, and she says 2 of my kids are married, and I have just my youngest, who's almost 20, at home. Somehow the married ones still think they can store stuff here. Okay. Okay, so going to paint in these feathers. Okay, that's a lot more blue than all the other areas. I'm Just blending with some water now. I'm adding more water to that blue color to lighten it up a little bit. I'm going to hint at a feather right here, so I'm going to kind of paint that in like that. Oh, am I reading that Desiree got an apartment? That's exciting. That's really exciting, Desiree. Okay, I'm going to paint in some more blue here. Okay, so I filled in all of the wing, and now I'm going to go back into this one here and add some detail. So it was pretty much gray like this, but it looks like there's like a dark line here because there's like a feather, and there are some dark lines here up as well. So I'm going to grab some Payne's Gray, and it's pretty dark. I didn't add too much water to it. Hi, Claire. Thank you. I'm so happy you're here. Are you and Quinn? I want to say Quinn. I hope that's her right name. Are you and Quinn going to paint this bird? Okay. There. So it's like this. And taking some more Payne's Gray. And there are some lines here, here, then it's really dark like right here. So I'm going to add some more Payne's Gray. Thank you, Cindy. She says, this is so nice so far. I have to go early, but I'm going to finish this later for sure. Awesome. I hope you have a great day. Okay, I'm going to kind of add some blue to these feathers. I just feel like even though the reference photo, it looks like this, like there isn't blue really. I do want to add a little bit to help it go better with the rest of its body. So I'm taking some cerulean blue here, and it has a good amount of water. Like it's fairly light. And I'm just going to add some to these wings. There. Oh, good. I'm reading Claire's comment. She says that they will later today. Oh no, and that she thinks she has a kidney infection. Oh my gosh. I hope that you get better. I'm so sorry. Hi Myrna, welcome. So happy you're here. Hannah says this bird was beautiful even when just his face was painted in. I love how you got a really nice feather texture on him. Thank you. And then Desiree says that she will be painting this later for sure when she is filling up to it. Awesome. Okay. So yeah, I want to add some more color to his wings, some more detail. I do need to add some grays to him as well. So at the tips of his feathers, they are kind of like a dark gray. So I am going to take my Payne's Gray and I'm just going to paint in. Actually, I want to make sure there's a good amount of water. I don't want this to be like super dark. Okay. And there's some gray here. So I'm just going to lay it down. Okay. And I'm going to blend with water. Okay, let's see. I'm going to darken the under parts of his feathers now with some of this cerulean blue Payne's Gray mixture. And I'm blending with some water. Okay. So, in case any of you don't know, I'm currently doing a giveaway on Instagram, but really it's for both Instagram and YouTube because we reached 2,000 Instagram followers. I think it was last week, and then a few weeks ago we reached 2,000 YouTube subscribers, which is awesome. Thank you so much, guys. So I decided to do a giveaway. And so if you want to know what I'm giving away and how to enter, I linked that in the description of this video. And it ends on Sunday. So you have until Sunday to enter. Okay, I feel like his wing now, I'm starting to like it better. And next week I plan on uploading a tutorial. We will have the weekly live tutorial, of course, but I plan on uploading like a tutorial that's not live, and it's of my barn owl painting. So I'll explain how I painted my barn owl, and that's also for the next art challenge. So every month we do an art challenge, and we didn't do it for May or June because we were doing a butterfly challenge for those months. But now that that butterfly challenge is over, the next art challenge will be starting in July. And it's going to be of a barn owl. So I will be uploading that next week, and I will explain how you can participate in the art challenge. I think I'll try to upload that on Thursday next week. Allison says, yay. Yeah, I know that you're really excited about the barn owl. Okay, I think I'm going to add some more blue up here. So I'm taking my size 4 round brush. And I'm grabbing some cerulean blue. Cleaning my brush now. I'm going to blend with some water a little bit. I don't want to do too much blending. I don't want to like muddy up anything. I'm going to add some more blue for here. Okay. Ooh. Allison says, have you decided what Friday's painting will be next week? It will be some kind of like really easy tutorial. So I got a request to do like a really simple, easy tutorial. And I'm thinking it'll be some kind of like nature inspired pattern, if that makes sense. I don't really know exactly yet. But I'll keep you guys updated in the community tab and on Instagram. Okay, so now let's paint his belly. And it looks like he is, like there's like a shadow down here. It's like dark brown under his wing, and then light brown, and then white. So let's first paint in the light brown, like paint in with light brown. So the brown I'm using is this. I have to remember what it's called. It's like Goethite from Daniel Smith. And so even though like under here and under his wing is going to be dark, I'm just going to go ahead and paint with this brown. And there is a branch right here, so I don't want to paint that branch yet. He starts to become white about right here, so I'm going to leave that white. Then okay, now I just added a little bit of water to my brush because he's like very light brown right here, like very light. And as I'm painting this area, I'm like making some feathery texture with my brush, moving back and forth. And I'm also leaving a little bit of white as well. I'm not painting the entire area light brown. Okay, I kind of messed up a little bit. So right here, he has some blue wings right here. So I'm going to wipe some of this away with my brush. So my brush is clean and it has some water in it, and I'm just going to wipe some of that away. Now I'm taking some water and just going to kind of blend this. Okay. Same right here. This blends into white, so I'm just taking some water in my brush, gently rubbing this edge here and kind of soften it a little bit into the white on my paper. Oh, Allison says that next Friday her grandkids will be painting with her. That's perfect then. I'm gonna try and make it like super easy. Like probably the easiest tutorial I have. Like I'll have so far. That's great. Desiree says that she says that I need to finish my snake painting and the little cards so I can start all the other pretty challenges that are popping up everywhere. Awesome. What are some challenges that you're seeing? I guess I don't really know of any, except I know Carrie, I forget her username, but I think you know who she is. Carrie on Instagram. She paints lots of nature inspired paintings. She does weekly challenges. Allison says, so much to paint, too little time. Oh my goodness. I totally can relate to that. Okay, so this right here is another wing. And then we have his tail feather, and that's blue. So let's go ahead and paint that. I'm gonna start out with like a light blue to start with, and then we'll add in the shadows. So I'm taking some cerulean blue here, and I'm gonna mix some of this Payne's gray into it a little bit. Liz says, yeah, Desiree, what are some challenges? Okay. So, as I'm painting these feathers, I am making feathery texture, so I'm lifting up. Okay. And now I'm cleaning my brush, and I'm going to blend with some water into the white, or I guess it should be white, but it's kind of like light brown. That's okay. So just kind of blending this into the white like that. And I'm just going to paint all of this with like a light blue. then blending this into the white and brown. And I'm taking some more of that blue. Actually, wait, I think here is some blue. Oh, and I kind of want to add another feather there. Then another one here. Okay, and then over here, this is like white. It's white feathers, but it looks gray because there's like a shadow. So I'm going to take some Payne's Gray and a lot of water. I'm going to paint these feathers in right here. Cleaning my brush, blending with some water into this gray, into the brown and white. And then with the paint and water I have in my brush, I'm going to paint in these feathers here. And it's supposed to be white, so I'm just going to use the gray that's in my brush, kind of make some feathery texture. There. Let's see, so Desiree is sharing some art challenges with us. So we have the My Art Challenge that's starting in July. Well, it's going to start next week, so maybe like a week early. And then we have from Carrie Rogers on Instagram. She has a Tawny Owl Challenge and a tortoise shell. Oh, there's a challenge of a tortoise shell by Mandal Emma. I'm not following her. I'll have to look her up. And then Save the Bees by Betsy B Studios. Yeah, I'll have to look those up. And then Liz says that there is Jake Parker's Inktober Weekly 52. Huh, okay. Thank you, Joyce. Thank you. She says such a beautiful bird. Thanks. Yeah, I have never done Inktober. I haven't. I guess because I never use ink, so I don't know. But I guess you don't really have to use ink, do you? Okay. Let's see. I want to add some shadow, so I want to mix like a dark brown, like a dark brown gray. So I'm taking this burnt umber from Daniel Smith, some Payne's Gray, and going to add that under his wing. And now I'm cleaning my brush. I'm going to blend, and as I'm blending, I'm making textures like this. I'm like wiping my brush. Okay. Oh, Des has to leave. Okay, for dinner. Hopefully, you can get back on before this live stream ends. If not, that's okay. I'll see you later. Okay. And take this brown I just mixed, and I'm going to add some over here because there's a shadow. Up to under his chin or his beak. And I'm cleaning my brush, blending with some water. Taking more of that brown color. Blending. Okay, I need to mix more of that. So it's burnt umber. And Payne's Gray. Cleaning my brush. And I'm going to blend with some water. Okay, now I'm going to add some more of that warm brown over here. It's the Goethite Brown from Daniel Smith. Cleaning my brush, blending. Hi, Meg. Hi. She says, I finally made it in time for your live, sort of. I wish I was here from the start. So realistic and so cute. Thank you. I'm so happy you're here. Claire says, call the doc. They will get back to me. COVID-19. They don't want us to come in unless we really need to, so I wait. Would rather watch you paint. Aw, but I hope everything's okay with you. Okay. Let's see. I guess we're at that stage in the painting, at least for the bird. I kind of ask myself, like, what do I need to add? What shadows do I need to add? Okay, I feel like there's a shadow here in between the brown and the blue. So I'm going to take my size 0 round brush. And I'm going to use Payne's Gray. Actually, Payne's Gray with cerulean blue. Just going to add some here. like this. Okay, cleaning my brush, blending with some water. Okay. That could use some more work. Meg says, so happy to be here. I need to be more organized so I can join in and paint along next time. Yeah, next week, at least the plan is that we are going to do like a really easy tutorial, so super beginner friendly. But then after next week, I don't really know yet what the tutorials will be. So if you guys have any suggestions on what you would like, let me know. Blending a little bit with some water. Okay. Okay, I feel like I need to add more shadow in his face and some more color. So I'm going to grab some cerulean blue. I'm going to mix a little bit of the Payne's Gray into it. Taking my other brush here, my size 4 round brush with some water, kind of blend this. Okay, so I'll use this brush to blend as I paint with this other one. So yeah, I'm just trying to add some detail. Some texture. Gonna add some more dark gray blue here. Then under his eye. Here. So I'm trying to paint in the direction I see his fur as I'm painting. This helps a lot when you paint like fur or feathers, like for animals. Okay, I'm going to darken the edge of his wing up here, just help him pop a little bit against my paper. And I'm going to kind of blend this out a little bit. Okay, and now I'm going to paint more of his beak. I feel like his beak could use some work. So it's like dark down here. And then it's dark at the very top. Okay, I'm going to finish his tail feather. I'm going to take some of my Payne's Gray with cerulean blue mixture here. Okay. Now I'm going to blend this with some water. Okay. Allison says, that is the one thing I love about these tutorials. I don't have to draw. I'm going to take a class this fall to learn how to draw. Maybe then I will draw more. Yeah, I always like to provide you guys with like an outline. I feel like that, like if I was doing a tutorial like mine and learning watercolor, like I feel like that would be so much more helpful to me. So that's kind of why I decided to give you guys the outline of my drawing, because I just feel like it would be really helpful to you. Yeah, Claire, I hope you will be okay. Yeah, I hate going to the doctor as well. It's not fun at all. I'm going to darken some of this blue here. So I'm going to use that same dark blue I just used. And I'm going to darken some of this. Then I'm going to use some of this dark brown. And I guess a little bit of Payne's Gray. Darken the shadow under his wing. All right, let's paint in his little feet, and then we will move on to the berries. I feel like I could do some more. I might paint in some more of his wing. But we're almost to 2 hours, so I don't want to spend too much time on him and then not have much time for the berries and branches. Okay, I just, I don't want blue. We want brown, like a dark brown, so I'm taking this burnt umber. And in the reference photo, you can't really see his feet very well, so I kind of just drew them how I think they would look. But I'm not too worried. His feet aren't like the focal point of the painting, so yeah, I'm not too worried. And they'll probably blend a lot into the branch anyways. Okay. So what do you guys think so far of this bird? I think we are pretty much done with it, at least for this tutorial. If you feel like you need to add more layers or like another layer, you can do so. I might add some more detail, but I think we should move on to the berries and branches. And yeah, okay, so this branch here, this is like kind of like a red brown, I guess. So I'm going to take my size 4 round brush and some of my burnt umber. I'm just going to add some red to it. So this is Windsor red. Okay, I guess that's fine. I'm just going to paint in. I'll start here. I had a lot of trouble drawing my leaves and berries because this branch in the reference photo, it doesn't have the leaves or berries, so it was kind of hard for me to draw those out and make them look like they naturally come out of the branch. I had a lot of trouble. Hi Georgina, welcome. She says hello from Los Cabos, Baja, California, Mexico. The bird is beautiful. The color is really pretty. Thank you. Sarah says, I will finish for today. For today I will just watch. I hope I hope this bird isn't too hard. It was pretty hard for me. I hope you guys like my tutorials. I know that sometimes they're kind of hard. Okay, I'm just gonna have this branch kind of fade into the paper. So what are your guys' plans this weekend? I am visiting my parents. I haven't seen them since before the pandemic. So I haven't seen my dad since I think January. And then I haven't seen my mom since I think March. And I am so excited to see them. I just really miss them, you know. So I'll be visiting them tomorrow and Sunday. Let's see. Liz says, I love your tutorials. Even though I am a seasoned artist, I always learn something. Oh, good. Plus, it always calms my mind for the busiest day at work. Yeah, Fridays. And she says, this weekend is a memorial for one of my favorite uncles. Aw, our family is going to be so happy to see each other and so sad to say goodbye to a wonderful man. I'm so sorry about your uncle. And then Hannah says, yeah, I'm so glad that you got to see your family, Liz. That's good. Okay. So I have basically most of the branch painted in, or branches. Although I do have one over here in the corner. So I guess I'll paint that in. I'll have it fade into my paper as well. Okay. Hannah says, I will be caretaking for my mom this weekend, 12 hours each day if all goes well. Well, it's nice that you get to spend some time with her. I hope she's doing well. Claire says, seeing family is so good. Has a different me now. Means more, I think. Oh yeah. And she says, I like watching the tutorial first and then watching it and doing it with you. Then I don't feel as behind. Okay, so let's go ahead and paint a few berries. So I'll show you how I'm going to paint some of the berries and then some of the leaves. And I don't know if I'll paint in the entire painting during this tutorial. I'll just show you how I paint these ones up here because we're almost to 2 hours. And usually after 2 hours, I just start, like my brain starts to not work. Going live and painting at the same time is stressful. Well, it's fun. Don't get me wrong. It's like really fun. But it's tiring because like I'm an introvert and it just tires me out. And then my brain stops working. Okay. So I'm taking the Serpentine Green from Daniel Smith. And I have some paints gray on my palette. I'm just mixing a little bit of that in with it. Hi, Desiree. You're back. Yeah, Claire, I can't believe it's Father's Day on Sunday. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why we're visiting my family, to celebrate Father's Day as well. So for the leaves, I want to keep these leaves somewhat simple, not too detailed. I'm going to first paint like one layer on them. And then when that layer dries, paint another green layer on top in some areas, kind of give them more depth. I love this green so much. Serpentine green, I love it. I think it's my favorite green ever. It's just, I don't know, I think it's like a very beautiful natural green. Like it's not too saturated and it's not too like dull looking either. Meg says, I completely understand that. I've tried recording myself painting before and it was too much pressure and that wasn't even alive. Yeah, it's my very first live streams. Oh my gosh. I was so nervous the whole time. I still kind of am sometimes, but not as much anymore. And I was so awkward. I still am too sometimes. And then, I don't know, it's just a lot of pressure. Because it's like, oh, I'm doing a tutorial. What if I mess up in front of everyone? What if it doesn't turn out? And sometimes that happens, but I guess, at least for me, the whole point of these live tutorials, at least one of the main reasons for them is to just like connect with you guys, talk to you, kind of like create a community, like a sense of community here. So it's okay if I mess up. Sometimes I do. Okay. I'm not painting this leaf yet because this one in front of it is still kind of wet. I don't want to accidentally create some kind of weird texture if they blend together accidentally. I like to make my leaves like irregular looking. I feel like they look more natural that way, so not like cookie cutter leaves, if you know what I mean. Okay, now I'm going to paint in this one. And I'll leave like a little white sliver to help distinguish them a little bit. Okay, taking more of that serpentine green. I'm gonna paint these leaves here. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to paint in the berries. First we'll paint the actual berries and then we'll paint the leaves of the berries. So I'm going to take actually I'm going to mix like a color here for the berries. Trying to think what color I want for them. I don't want them to be the same blue color as him. I just feel like, I don't know. But maybe I'll have some of this blue in the blue or the color of the berries. So I'm taking this cerulean blue here. And I'm gonna add it right here on my palette. And I'm going to take some quinacridone violet from Winsor & Newton. There, so it's like a blue purple. And I'm just going to first paint these berries with like a light blue purple. Okay, cleaning my brush, I'm going to wipe some of this away, at least in the middle. I feel like it's a little too dark. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing over here on this berry. These berries, I didn't use a reference photo, I just kind of drew them from my mind. But if you have to use a reference photo, that's okay. I'm gonna wipe some of this away. Okay, so we'll let that dry. And we'll add another layer to them. I'm reading some of your comments. agree, Desiree. Quinacridone is beautiful. I think I said it right. Meg says, I think it's good enough though that people see. Oh yeah, that people see. Even the most experienced and skilled artists make mistakes sometimes too. It shows you are real. Yeah, that's so true. I make mistakes all the time, guys. All the time with my watercolor. At least in my opinion, they're mistakes to me. But by the way, if you guys haven't given this video a thumbs up, feel free to. It'll help my channel. It'll help my channel be discovered more, and it'll mean a lot to me. And it looks like we have a thumbs down. That's cool too. Can't please everyone. Claire says, I like that green too. It looks perfect for for natural pictures. Yes. Serpentine green, that's what it's called. Serpentine green from Daniel Smith. I love it. Thank you, John. He says loving it. Thanks. Okay. Now I'm going to paint in the little leaves of the berries. And I'm going to use my size 0 round brush here. And I'm going to use the same green. I don't know, I kind of feel like maybe I should make it a different green, but I'm just going to use the same green. And these leaves are like squiggly, like curvy and squiggly looking. Sarah says, your painting is looking great. Thank you. Okay, now we're going to do the next layer on these berries. So we want to mix a darker purple color. So I'm going to take this Quinacridone Violet from Winsor & Newton and some of the Cerulean Blue. Okay, I feel like I added too much blue. I'm going to take more of the Quinacridone Violet. Now I feel like I added too much of that. This is how mixing goes sometimes. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit of this blue. Okay. Now I'm just going to paint in all the little round, whatever they're called, of the berries. Okay, and cleaning my brush, I'm going to blend these a little bit here and there with some water. I'm not too worried about making these berries like super like detailed or anything because I want my focus to be the bird. So yeah, so that's kind of how I will paint these berries. Okay. Do the same thing for this one. I kind of can't see my pencil marks anymore. So I'm just kind of making up where these little round areas are on the berries. Okay, now I'll show you how I do the second layer on the leaves. So this time I'm going to mix a darker green. So I'm going to take the serpentine green here. And I'm going to mix some of the Payne's Gray in it. You can also mix like a purple into your green, and that makes it like a very pretty green, like a natural looking green. And you can also mix a little bit of red into it to make it a little bit more dull. Sometimes I also like to mix like a dark blue into my green to make it darker. Okay. Now I'm just going to add this dark green to some areas. So like on this side of this leaf, and then like this. And then I'm going to blend. So I'm going to take my size 8 round brush here with some clean water in it. I'm going to use this as my blending brush. Okay, I'm going to add a touch more of that green. Okay, now I'm going to add some for here, kind of underneath where this little leaf of the berry is. I'm going to paint some dark green here. Then I'm going to add some of this dark green here. Blend. Also go ahead and kind of paint some of this white with some green. Okay. Desiree says, stunning bird. Thank you, Desiree. I will paint more after this tutorial. I do want to add some more detail. Oops. Sorry, guys. Okay. I can't remember. I don't know like where it cut off. So, Desiree says, stunning bird. And I said, thank you. And then I was saying that I do plan on painting more on him to like give him some more detail and stuff. It's just, yeah, we're like over 2 hours now this tutorial. And this tutorial could easily be like 4 hours long, I feel like. This is how my tutorials usually go, like my live ones. I always make super detailed paintings for you guys. And they always like turn out to be super long, but you know what? It's just fine. I kind of like to think that that makes me I kind of like to think that that makes me like stand out a little bit, I guess, on YouTube. That my tutorials are different that way. Anyways. So we're nearing the end of this tutorial. Next week, if you're new here, we go live every Friday at 10 a.m. EST, and I hope to see you next week. Next week will be a super easy tutorial, like super, super easy. And if you ever have any suggestions for tutorials, please let me know. Like, comment on my videos and let me know. I'm always like trying to plan out the next future live tutorials. Okay. Thank you, Meg. Meg says, it's really coming to life now. So beautiful. Thank you. Allison says, thank you for that. I can't wait to paint this bird. It's so amazing. Thank you, Allison. I'm going to give you guys a closer look here. Joy says, have a wonderful weekend, everyone. Stay safe and well. See you next week. I'm glad that you could hang out with us, Joyce. Yeah, here's my desk, my palette. All of my supplies I used are linked below as well. I have my chat open. Yeah, let me switch the camera around. Hi. And I'm reading some more of your comments. Hannah says, this is beautiful, Allison. Thank you so much. So yeah, so happy how he turned out. He's so cute. Yeah, I will be working a little bit more on him though. But he's basically done. I just want to add some more detail to him. So yeah. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. It was a lot of fun. I hope I'll see you next Friday, and we have a new video coming out Tuesday. It's a studio vlog, so you can hang out with me in my studio. And also, I think on Thursday next week, so in 6 days, we'll be having another tutorial, but it's not live. It's of a barn owl, and that will also begin the next art challenge, which is the barn owl. And then we have the weekly Friday live video next week as well. So Michelle says, gotta go, but I'm loving how it looks. Can't wait to see the finished product. Have a great week, everyone. Have a nice weekend. You too, Michelle. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Allison Evans says, love your Amazon shop. Had fun shopping there this morning. Yay! Thank you. Yeah, I do. I have an Amazon storefront now. Oh, my face is getting red. I'm like hot right now. But I joined the Amazon Influencers program, so I have an Amazon storefront now, so it's exciting. That's linked below. I still need to add some more products that I use to it, but yeah. Whew, I'm like really hot. Anyways, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate you all so much. I hope you have an amazing weekend. Take care. So, okay, bye. Bye, Hannah. Bye, Claire. Bye, Meg. Yeah, I'm so glad you can make it to live, Meg. And we have Michelle, Allison, Hannah, Desiree. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate you. Bye. Bye, guys. Bye. Bye, Allison.